Today, Brown County officials are celebrating the accreditation of the county's public health department. The Public Health Accreditation Board is a nonprofit organization that helps support health departments and initiatives across the country to achieve accreditation. Leaders at Brown County Public Health say they added the goal to their strategic plan and began looking at ways to change current practices and policy to increase the county's standard of health.
We started to look at what policies are outdated, what services are outdated, what are we doing that we could be doing better, and it ultimately led to us reviewing pretty much every service that Brown County Public Health offers to look for where are we doing things well, where do we need to improve, where do we need to be more effective.
Brown County Public Health officials say that receiving accreditation from the board is a rigorous process, but it shows the department's commitment to quality and performance improvement, collaboration, and public health practice.